Now let's see this abelian group concept. A group G comma star is said to be abelian if A star B is equal to B star A for all A comma B belongs to G. Simply put, if it is already a group and if it is satisfying the commutative rule, then we can say that it is abelian group. So abelian group is sometimes also called as commutative group. Commutative or abelian, both are same. So what is commutative or abelian? A group is said to be commutative or abelian in case if it satisfies that commutative property. What is that? A star B should be equal to B star A. Now let's see some examples on this. So z comma plus, set of all integers and plus. We know that it is already a group. We have just seen it. So take it for granted, it is a group. Now let's see whether it is abelian group or not. How can we find out? So if this particular operation plus is going to be commutative, then we can say that it is commutative group, right? So what can you say about plus? Is it commutative or not? It is commutative. The reason is, if I have two integers a plus b, it will be equal to b plus a. It is commutative. Therefore this particular group is abelian group. Now what about r star with multiplication? We know that r star with multiplication is a group, right? Now let's see whether it is abelian group or not. So when can we say that it is abelian group? In case if this particular operation star is going to be commutative on set of all real numbers except 0, right? So yes, of course, a into b is equal to b into a. So star is definitely commutative on set of all real numbers, right? And so we can say that it is abelian group. Now let's talk about this. Let us say capital M is set of all matrices which are non-singular. Non-singular means inverse will exist. So set of, okay, if before this if you have watched already matrices, it will help here. Now there is a matrix concept called as non-singular. Inverse of a matrix will exist only if it is a non-singular matrix. Let us say capital M is set of all non-singular matrices of size n by n. Okay, so listen to this carefully. Capital M is set of all non-singular matrices of size n by n, and star is matrix multiplication operation. Okay, now what can you say about this particular set over this operation matrix multiplication? Now let's see whether it is a group or not, because we didn't discuss about it, right? Let's see whether it is a group or not. So first of all, is it closed? Which means if I take two matrices of size n by n and if I multiply them, is the result going to be an n by n matrix? Yes, the result is definitely going to be an n by n matrix. Therefore it is closed, and so it is algebraic structure. And second thing is, we should see whether it is associative or not. Now, is matrix multiplication associative or not? It is associative, which means if I have three matrices A, B, C, it helps if you watch matrices first and then come back to this. So we know that matrix multiplication is associative, and I told you this even in algorithms and matrices and many other places, right? So it is definitely associative. So we can say that it is semi-group. And now, will there be any identity element? Yes, for matrix multiplication, identity element is I. I is the identity element, matrix. So you know what an I is. I is a diagonal matrix, right, with all ones in the leading diagonal. That is I. So I is the identity element which is existing. So we can say that it is monoid. Now, will inverse exist for every element in the set of all matrices? Since I already told you that it is set of all non-singular matrices, inverse for every matrix will exist, and so it is going to be a group. So till now we found out that set of all non-singular n by n matrices over the operation matrix multiplication is going to form a group. Now we want to see whether it is a abelian group or not. So how can we say that it is a abelian group or not? Only when it satisfies that commutative property, which means if I have two matrices, two different matrices A and B, if A and AB equal to BA, then we can say that it is commutative group or abelian group. But matrix multiplication is not commutative, therefore we cannot say that A into B equal to B into A, and so this particular group is not going to be abelian group. Got it? So this group failed this particular property, so it cannot be abelian group. Okay.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So, first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.